Yo, what's good, YouTube? Welcome back to another episode of the Shooter Straight Podcast. Your co-host, Zach.
I'm your co-host, Blue.
Welcome back to episode 27. First and foremost, man, we thank everyone for all the previous support we've been getting on all the other episodes, including episode 26 and all the clips and all the reels we've been posting. We've been getting a lot of support recently. It's been translating to a lot of subscribers. You know, I think currently right now we're at 327, so we appreciate all the support we've been getting, and we're going to keep going up.
Yep, we're on the road to 1,000. Keep getting everyone to subscribe, all your friends and everything. We talk about all different types of topics, as you guys know, from sports, music to culture.
Yeah, and we're going to keep going and hit the subscribe button down below right next to the description box. It's white down. Hit the subscribe button, man. We on the grind. While you're in the description, hit the link tree. Follow us on the social media platforms. And, yeah, you got anything else?
Yeah, we want to see your comments down below on all the reels and every other social media platform that we're on. Facebook post, everything.
You ready to get into it?
Yeah, with that being said, let's shoot it straight into it.
So with the NFL, like always, let's go ahead and just get straight into it. We got the NFL Week 10 pick'em. We're officially past the midway point of the season. You ready to get into our picks?
Yes, sir.
NFL Week 10 pick'em. Let's go. Seahawks versus Bucks. I got the Seahawks.
I got the Seahawks.
Lions versus Bears. I got the Bears.
I got the Bears.
Browns versus Dolphins. I got the Dolphins.
I got the Dolphins.
Broncos versus Titans. I got the Titans.
Damn, I got the Titans.
Vikings versus Bills. I got the Vikings.
I got the Bills.
Texans versus Giants. I got the Giants.
I got the Giants.
Jaguars versus Chiefs. I got the Chiefs.
I got the Chiefs.
Saints versus Steelers. I got the Saints.
I got the Steelers.
Colts versus Raiders. I got the Colts.
I got the Colts.
Cardinals versus Rams. I got the Cardinals.
I got the Cardinals.
Cowboys versus Packers. I got the Cowboys.
Cowboys.
And then Chargers versus 49ers. I got the 49ers.
Chargers.
Commanders versus Eagles. I got to take the Eagles.
Of course. Everyone's taking the Eagles on that one.
So, yeah.
No cap, bro. Everybody can take the Eagles on that one.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things, you know, I think everyone probably expects them to keep their undefeated streak going.
Facts. And who knows how long this will go throughout the season.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to – I don't think they're breaking the 72 Dolphins record or anything like that, but we'll see how long it goes.
Facts. We'll see how long it goes.
Ready to get into Josh Allen's injury?
Yeah, man. All these quarterbacks are getting injured.
Obviously, the biggest name in football, arguably, Josh Allen. Some would say he's the MVP at this point in the season. Last game, he suffered a UCL injury. He's had this type of injury before. It's on his throwing arm. Let's go ahead and get your thoughts on this injury first.
It's just the way that these new quarterbacks are running, man. It's the new type of quarterback style, man. It's just instead of being accurate and throwing it, they're just trying to get out the pocket and run. And that's just the way it's going. And you're seeing it with Matthew Stafford and Kyler Murray also being injured. I think Kyler Murray will actually be able to probably play this game. It's rumored that he'll be able to play, and with Matt Stafford, I don't think so because of the concussion issue. And you know, with Tua and everything that happened, I just don't think he'll be able to play. But we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see.
Yeah, I would say obviously, you know, you never want to see a guy like Josh Allen get injured. Obviously,
Facts.
Especially given how great he's been playing. And you know, let's just be honest: the Bills, they're a great team, but they aren't going to the heights that they want to go without Josh Allen. I think everybody knows that.
Of course.
You know, for this particular week against the Vikings, you know, I've heard reports that from trusted sources that he won't be playing this week. That did play into my pick, and you know, it remains to be seen because there's no official word. However, the rumor is on the street that he won't be playing. We'll know tomorrow, you know, what obviously ends up happening with that. I would say, based on the reports that we've seen, no more than 10% of his UCL ligament is currently injured, which is a good sign because typically 25 to 33% being torn is the threshold for Tommy John surgery, which is the obviously worst case scenario for Josh Allen. If he had to get Tommy John surgery, it'd be pretty much over for him in the season. You know, it'd be over for the Bills. However, I think that the Bills, we'll see exactly what happens tomorrow, but I think that the Bills are doing the right thing if they rest him. I think they are we already know what the Bills are going to be. We know how important Josh Allen is to that, and we know that this is a lingering kind of injury. He's had it in the past, and I think the best case scenario for them is to just let him rest. When you look at their upcoming schedule past this week, they play the Browns, the Lions, the Patriots, the Jets, the Dolphins, the Bears, the Bengals, and the Patriots again. Realistically, even without Josh Allen, I could see them getting 4 to 5 wins.
Yeah, they're not getting many
No. I disagree. I think that I could see them getting 4 to 5 wins from that schedule even without Josh Allen. This team is no. This team is a loaded team, and you got to trust Case Keenum. Let's not act like Case Keenum is a bum backup quarterback by any stretch of the imagination. He's a damn good backup, and that's why Buffalo went out of their way to get him in case Josh Allen went down. We have seen it in the past. We've seen it with the 2017 Minnesota Vikings. He led that team to the NFC Championship game, and he was damn close to getting them to the Super Bowl, which obviously Nick Foles and the Eagles ended up winning with their miraculous run.
He hasn't played since, though.
We were very close to that happening, and I'm not going to act like that if he steps into the Buffalo Bills to be their quarterback if Josh Allen is out long term, that he's going to magically show up and be 2017 Case Keenum again. But let's not act like he's going to be complete ass or anything of that. I think that he will be able to step in, be a game manager, do what he needs to do, not turn the ball over. And I think that the Buffalo, they won't be a contender they won't beat the Chiefs in Arrowhead or anything like that without Josh Allen. But they're still going to be a damn good team, even if Josh Allen is out in case Keenum has to step in. And that's why, given that the schedule that they have, it makes the most sense for them to take a step back and say, look, Josh Allen, you're the guy not only for this season, but for the next 10 seasons. And we need you healthy not only for this playoff run that we're about to go into, because we could potentially win the damn Super Bowl, but also we need you healthy for the future. So let's just go ahead and take a risk here. Take no risk. Set the bench this game, maybe the next couple of games, and let's let you get fully healthy, because ultimately the Buffalo Bills are not going anywhere without Josh Allen long term. So they need him to be the guy. But in the short term, Case Keenum can definitely be that guy.
Yeah, and I love the style of play with quarterbacks running out the pocket, because defensive ends are only getting faster, and they're just getting in faster, rushing in the pocket, so they got to find a way out. But if you're not just getting rid of that rock, man, right away, it's just you're bound to get hit. It's just how the game works.
Yeah, I would say that obviously, Josh Allen does play like that. However, this injury did come inside the pocket.
Of course.
So it's one of those things. The injury came inside the pocket.
It just happens.
There's nothing that he could have done at the end of the day. And it's unfortunate, but it's one of those things. They need to rest him because there is a lot of other great teams in the AFC, and if Josh Allen isn't their quarterback come January in playoff time, they aren't beating the Dolphins. They aren't beating the Chiefs. They might not beat anybody. They might be a first round exit. So they're going to need Josh Allen come playoff time. But like I said, with this remaining schedule that they got, it's pretty weak, if I'm being honest. So they can get away with Case Keenum.
It's just hard for me to remember a time when Case Keenum has played, except for that 2017 NFC Championship.
Well, the season after that, he got a big money contract to go play in Denver, and then he wasn't the Case Keenum that he was in 2017, but he wasn't bad. And now, he's just settled back into his role as a backup, and that's what he is. But he's a damn good backup.
Would you compare him to a backup like Cooper Rush, though?
No, he's better.
Really?
I'm taking him because of the experience. You're not trusting Cooper Rush come playoff time. We've seen Case Keenum do it. He's took in the Vikings to an NFC Championship game. You can't look past that. You have to trust him. Like I said, they're not going to beat the Chiefs or anything. And then if you're not making the Super Bowl with Case Keenum, even though that they have an amazing roster around them, they have all of that. But they're not going to make the Super Bowl or anything like that with Case Keenum. But the point that I'm trying to make with Case Keenum is more that you look at this weak-ass schedule that the Bills got. You can play him now, and Josh Allen will be 100% healthy come playoff time, and that's what they need.
Facts.
If there's a healthy Josh Allen playing for the Buffalo Bills when we get to playoff time, they will be a contender to make the Super Bowl. If he's not healthy, they will not be a contender to make the Super Bowl. It's pretty simple.
They just need a quarterback to barely get by because they got good weapons. They got a good defense.
They just need somebody that won't turn the ball over and somebody who can get you 250 yards a game, who can hand the ball off effectively to the running back. Get the ball in the screen game to Nyheim Hines with their new pickup. Get the ball to Gabe Davis. Get the ball to Stephon Diggs. It's not rocket science to play quarterback for the Buffalo Bills. They have a great roster, a great coach, and one of the best, if not the best, defense in the NFL.
Exactly.
That's why they are set up for success in the regular season with these remaining games, even with Case Keenum. And that's why I would aid on the side of caution and make sure my star quarterback, Josh Allen, is 100% healthy. Because if he's not, you're not going anywhere long term. But in the short term, yeah, sure, you can go somewhere.
Bet. So you ready to get into the next NFL topic?
I'm ready.
So we got the Colts hiring a new coach, Jeff Saturday. What's your initial thoughts on it?
I would say my initial thoughts on this, it's a head scratcher.
Yeah.
It's one of those things. This came out of left field. nobody, and I mean nobody, expected this to happen. I think everyone at a certain point kind of knew Frank Reich, his time, although he's a decent coach in my opinion, his time with the Colts was coming to an end just because of how bad they've been playing this year. However, once they made that move to officially fire him, I don't really think anybody expected Jeff Saturday to be called from ESPN.
He has no
He's all of a
experience.
sudden the new head coach. I think it is almost a slap to the face of a lot of guys that have a lot of NFL coaching experience that have been overlooked in this sense. And I think one name that comes to mind, obviously, he's not going to take the job mid-season, but Eric Bieniemy, head offensive coordinator for the Kansas City Chiefs, he's been obviously a top candidate to become a head coach, I think for 2-3 off seasons now, has been overlooked and not given a position every single year. And then we see a guy like Jeff Saturday, no head coaching experience except for high school.
Exactly.
He gets a head coaching job out of nowhere. I think it's like a slap to the face to those types of guys and a lot of coordinators and a lot of just guys who have coaching experience everywhere. I think it's a slap to the face. And honestly, in a way, kind of disrespectful.
And they're probably just favoring Jeff Saturday because he played for the Colts, correct, back in the day.
Yeah.
However, though, like the players, they don't tend to be good coaches all the time.
Yeah, it's one of those things you never quite know how it's going to work out. However, I can say that it's disrespectful to all of the other head coaches and all of the other coaches in the NFL in general because this guy, he has no qualifications to be doing this job. However, with that being said, I know I just criticized the hire, but I'm not criticizing the hire because I think he's going to do bad. I'm criticizing the hire because I think it's a slap to the face to other coaches. With that being said, I have faith in Jeff Saturday to actually do a damn good job as a head coach, and I know it might be surprising to some. However, I think, and he said it in his interview, he knows offenses and he knows that OG Colts offense led by Peyton Manning just as good as Peyton Manning did. He was not quite just as important to that team as Peyton Manning and those types of guys, but he's a damn legend and he's pretty damn important to those teams. Those Colts teams wouldn't have been the Colts teams they were without Jeff Saturday, and that's fact. He is a leader of men. He's a guy who knows football, and he's a guy who I think can squeeze the best out of players. And at the end of the day, he's going to play good situational football, and he's going to do things that are going to get wins. I think he's going to do ground and pound. He's not going to throw the ball too much, especially given the fact that they're playing Sam Ehlinger, a rookie quarterback. I think they're going to ground and pound Jonathan Taylor. They said that they're going to take field goals when they have the opportunities and not take too many risks. They're going to take points. They're going to play efficient football. They're going to play quality football. And I think that this is, obviously, the Colts season is not going to magically transform and they're going to become a playoff team. But I think that they're actually going to be a more competent football team. And I honestly do think he will be, and right now he's the interim, I do think he will be getting a look in as the actual full head coach after this season because I think he's going to do a damn good job. And I don't think Irsay would give him the job if he didn't have 100% faith in him. And I know he does. And at the end of the day, I think it's a slap to the face to other coaches, but I think he will succeed as a head coach with the Colts.
That's one of the things that I was going to say, though. I believe that they really should have given another person an opportunity. There was enough job openings to just give another person, like you said, the Kansas City assistant chief coach, a job, bro. Like, because Jeff Saturday just doesn't have enough experience, man. It's just like almost like not necessarily favoritism, but like I guess you're saying like he knows the offense, Colts OG, but he was playing on offense, but he doesn't know that much defense. Although he was a high school coach, it's just, I don't know. I just feel like there's other people qualified more for the job.
I think that's the only complaint you could make with this hire, that there's other people more qualified for the job. However, once you just accept the fact that he was hired and there's nothing else to really go on
We're just going to have to see what happens.
You're going to have to see what happens, but, you can make a point that he shouldn't have been hired in the first place. And I 100% agree with that point. It's a fair point. And like I said, I agree with it. However, once you accept the fact that now he's been hired and you look at it based on now, how will he do as a head coach instead of should he have been hired in the first place? How will he actually perform as a head coach? I have to think, although he went 3-7 coaching in high school, and that's pretty damn bad, I think he will be able to lead an NFL team well. I think he's going to be a better version of Dan Campbell. And I think we all know Dan Campbell as a good motivator, a guy that players love to play for. And with the Detroit Lions, it just has not quite translated into wins. I think Jeff Saturday is going to be a leader of men. People are going to want to play for him. He's going to be a player's coach. People are going to respect him. And that's obviously one of the number one things. I think all of those things, those are traits of a winning football team. And I think Jeff Saturday is going to be able to do that. And I think he's going to lead this Colts team to a good second half of the season, and he's going to be getting a look in to be their head coach full time, even if they face media backlash if they do that. Because at the end of the day, the Colts have been getting backlash for many, many things throughout the years. And Jim Irsay does not care. He's going to do what he feels like is right for his football team. And I think ultimately he wouldn't have done this if he didn't feel like it was the right move. And I think he's going to be getting the head coaching job after the season.
But I could say, though, you can't blame Jeff Saturday if they can't finish well off throughout the season. You know what I'm saying? Because they're not looking so good right now. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah, but it's one of those things, if it doesn't go well, and let's just say they go 0-9 for the remaining games or something like that, he's not getting the job. It's just one of the things. I think that they're going to be significantly better than what they were now. And I think when that's the case and it's a complete 360, you know what I mean? I think he's, even if Jim Irsay doesn't want to give him the job, he's going to be forced to. And obviously he does want to give him the job because he did give him the job.
We'll have to see how he performs.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting because, like I said, it's completely out of left field. Nobody expected this. They called him from the streets of ESPN. He was literally one day he was being an analyst, and then the next day he's a head coach of a football team. I don't think he expected it. And it's funny enough, he was on Twitter last week as an ESPN analyst saying, #Raiders suck, LOL. And this week, he's the head coach of the Indianapolis Colts playing against the Raiders. It's funny how life comes at you fast.
Facts.
Life does come at you fast. You never know what to expect.
Yeah. So let's get in these mid-season rookie ratings.
Yeah, obviously there's everyone's favorite thing to do. Look at rookies because look, these are the future stars of the NFL. These are guys that are going to be playing on many, many Sundays to come. These are the guys that we're going to see for potentially 10, 15 years. And
Facts.
These are guys that franchises are building their teams around. And at the end of the day, if you have one of these, if you have the offensive rookie of the year and you have the defensive rookie of the year on your football team, you're looking good for the future at the end of the day. So I'll hand it off to you first. Who do you got?
Oof. Well, I got Kenneth Walker. He's been straight up slapping. With only 4 games started, he's already racked up over 420 yards with 6 touchdowns. Bro, he's going crazy, bro. He's helping Geno Smith create a balanced offense, bro, because we already know, man, Geno Smith can throw the rock. He's proven that this season. Mm-hmm. So with Kenneth Walker, bro, being able to run, the Seahawks are looking dangerous again.
Yeah, and then, like I said, like we said last episode, nobody expected that.
No one. And like I said, dangerous.
Very extremely. We obviously we're going to see how they continue to play out for the rest of the season. I was tempted to pick Kenneth Walker for my pick. However, I had to lean towards somebody who's been a little bit more consistent for me. And my offensive rookie of the year pick as of right now, Chris Olave, wide receiver from the New Orleans Saints. We have him in our personal fantasy team and all of that. He's doing great this season for us. Let's just, look. His stats so far this season, 37 catches, 547 yards, 2 touchdowns, 58.7% catch rate, and only a 3.2% drop rate. 14.8 yards per reception. And let's just be honest, the Saints got nobody, but they got the Red Rocket. They got Andy Dalton playing quarterback. It's hard to put up numbers with this guy as your quarterback. He's just not good. Let's just be honest, he's not good. The Saints, they need a quarterback desperately. And whether or not, it's going to be Jameis when he's fully healthy or whatever, or, I think they need to get a young guy. But that's besides the point. Chris Olave is finding a way to put up numbers and be the Saints wide receiver 1, which at the beginning of the season, he was supposed to be their wide receiver 3 because they had Michael Thomas and Jarvis Landry supposed to be kind of the main guys. Both of those guys injured. Michael Thomas injured for the rest of the season. Olave, as a rookie, has had to step up and be the wide receiver 1, and that's exactly what he's done.
I'm pretty sure he's putting the best stats up as a rookie, correct?
That's
wide receiver.
That's what I'm saying. He's the best rookie wide receiver by a mile, and you have to give credit to Ohio State because they consistently find a way, led by great wide receiver coach Brian Hartline. They consistently put out great wide receivers into the NFL. They do it consistently. If I'm an NFL GM and I'm about to pick a player in the NFL draft, it's a surefire bet. Pick a Ohio State wide receiver. He's going to be good. For the rest of the season, Chris Olave is projected to get 85 receptions and 1,320 yards, which is incredible numbers as a rookie. And these numbers would be Also, given the fact that he has missed one game with a concussion. So imagine an extra game in there, how many more receptions and how many more yards he might have on top of that. He's having an incredible season for a rookie. And let's just be honest, I think if he's able to be this consistent like he has been through the first 9 games, he's able to keep doing that for the rest of the season, I think he's going to run away with the Offensive Rookie of the Year award. However, it will be interesting to see how Kenneth Walker and the Seahawks finish off their season and how their running back room looks because, he might run his way into first place and get the award.
Exactly. They're playing a real balanced offense right now.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out. But I would say as of today, for me, Olave is the favorite.
And I got Kenneth Walker.
So defense, who you got?
Oof. For defense, I'm picking Sauce Gardner. He's just been an absolute beast for the secondary for the defense. And he's been able to give Zach Wilson a chance to actually win this season. Because, you know what I'm saying? The Jets, they're doing pretty decent. Mm-hmm. They're not doing horrible like they usually have been doing. And like I said, Sauce Gardner, he's been the key to that. And he's already being discussed as one of the top cornerbacks in the NFL. So, poof.
Yeah.
The Jets' secondary is only going to look good for years to come.
Yeah. I think this one, Defensive Rookie of the Year, everyone is picking the same guy. It's Sauce Gardner. It's all day. It's Sauce Gardner. He's already won the award now. He could, anything could happen for the rest of the season. It doesn't matter. He's already won the award. This guy has absolutely been incredible. He leads the NFL with a 90.4 Pro Football Focus coverage grade. He leads the NFL in pass breakups. So far this season, he's covered wide receivers such as Amari Cooper, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Deontay Johnson, George Pickens, Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, Cortland Sutton, Jerry Jeudy, Stephon Diggs, and Gabe Davis so far. And we don't even know what's coming up next. He's going to continue to be guarding every other team's wide receiver 1. That's how good Sauce Gardner is. He's only allowed 4 catches for 28 yards in man coverage. In total, he's only allowed 20 catches for 189 yards on 347 coverage snaps. And he's not just the Rookie of the Year, in my opinion. He's already cemented himself as a top 5 corner in the NFL.
That's what I'm saying.
He is that good, and we all expected him to be good, but I don't know if we all expected him to be this good this soon. He is better at this point of his career as a rookie than Darrelle Revis was when he was a rookie coming for the Jets. And that's high expectations to beat. And Sauce Gardner has done it. He is him. He deserves to be wearing those cheese heads like he was wearing when they beat the Packers.
Yeah.
He deserves to do all the showboating that he's been doing. And I hate to say it as a Dolphins fan, but he is absolutely locked down. And he is must-see TV as a defensive player because he continuously finds a way to get it done. And he's going to continue, I assume, to lock up every team's wide receiver 1 like he's continued to do. Because these stats that I just read out, they're absolutely incredible. And as a rookie to be doing this against the league's best, such as Tyreek Hill and stuff like that, who is putting up numbers that no one has ever seen before, it's just absolutely unbelievable. And he is the main reason why the Jets are what the Jets that we've seen so far this season. The Jets are stereotypically terrible. They still have Zach Wilson, who I have no faith in. He's not a great quarterback. Let's just be honest, Jets fans. Zach Wilson is not really the guy. You're just kind of holding out hope that he somehow turns a corner. He ain't going to turn a corner. He's not going to be that guy, in my opinion. Sauce Gardner, however, he is that guy, and that's part of the reason why he's giving the Jets offense so many opportunities to get them enough points to win them games because he's only given up 20 catches for 189 yards in his whole campaign so far. I assume that's going to continue, and I know, they're going to play Stephon Diggs again. They're going to play some great wide receivers again, and Sauce Gardner is going to continue to do his thing. I mean, he picked off Josh Allen last week, and led them to a win against the Buffalo Bills, who many people consider the best team in the NFL and the best quarterback in the NFL. If he's doing that, and like we've already have seen it, he's going to continue to do that. He's going to run away with the award. In my opinion, he's already won the award. And he's just working on cementing himself. He's already a top 5 corner. He's working on being a top 3 corner, and then eventually the number 1 corner. He's coming for it. It's going to be inevitable. It's just a matter of if, not when. A matter of when, not if. That's what I meant to say.
There's some tough competition though in the NFL for cornerbacks right now.
He's so young. He's gonna continue to develop. Maybe obviously not this year. He's gonna become number 1, but I'd be shocked if next year he wasn't number 1 based on what I'm seeing.
He'll definitely be in that discussion.
Yeah, he's going to be. There's no doubt in my mind he's going to be in that discussion.
Facts.
Because of how good he has been. I mean, these stats right here, these are stats that you expect from a 5th-year veteran. That's,
of course.
This guy is a rookie. it's just absolutely incredible. You have to give credit to the Jets general manager, the coaching staff, all of them for buckling down in the NFL draft and saying, we need to get Sauce Gardner. They believed in him. They made this smart pick, something that the Jets haven't always done. They haven't always made the smart pick.
And being able to coach him well.
Yeah, and you have to give credit to Robert Saleh because he's a defensive genius. He came from the 49ers. We knew what he could do for the Jets. We knew he would probably be able to fix that. If anyone was going to be able to fix the Jets' defense, it was going to be him because we knew just how good of a defensive mind he is. And he's just proving it. The Jets, we knew that they needed to give him time. They're giving him the proper time. And this is what happens when you give a great coach proper time and you also surround him with great rookies like Sauce Gardner and you do your thing in the NFL draft. You see success. It's a recipe for success in the NFL, obviously. It's not rocket science at the end of the day. However, there's a lot of coaches who get scapegoated and they get cut, too early because they weren't surrounded with good talent and they didn't fully believe in him like the Jets organization is believing in Robert Saleh. And I think, obviously, he's proven himself now and he's going to continue to do great things for the Jets. Maybe they're not going to be quite a contender this year because of injuries and stuff like that. However, next year, the Jets are going to be scary. Let's just be honest. The AFC East division is absolutely loaded. It's going to continue to be loaded. Next year, the Jets are going to be very, very scary. Obviously, they're probably, in my opinion, going to want to get a better quarterback because I don't think Zach Wilson is taking the leap, in my opinion. I don't think he's going to be the guy.
Got a little bit more faith in him.
But even if they continue to roll with Zach Wilson, they're going to be able to get wins because of how good this defense is and how hard they play for Robert Saleh, like I said. So you have to give credit to him. He's doing his thing. And, as much as I hate the Jets because they're in the Dolphins division, you have to give him props when it's due. He's doing an incredible job similarly to his New York foe, Brian Dabble. He's doing great things with the Giants. I've mentioned him on a previous podcast.
Facts.
We've given him his flowers. It's time to give Robert Saleh his flowers. And there's me giving them to him.
Bet. So you ready to shoot it straight in the NBA?
I'm ready.
Bet. So we got Jacque Vaughn, correct? Vaughn?
Jacque Vaughn, I think.
That's what I meant. Sorry. Jacque Vaughn named the new Brooklyn's head coach. And we thought it was going to be Ime Udoka, but maybe because of the situation that he's dealing with, whatever, they decided not to. And, Jacque Vaughn, he's experienced at Brooklyn.
Mm-hmm.
So it's good that they're giving him a chance. Everyone's giving him praise. I think it's a little early for that, though. You got to give him some time. I don't think he's going to be taking him to the playoffs or anything like that, especially not this year. Like I said, just give him some time. Maybe next year, I think.
Wait, hold on. Did you just say you don't think the Nets are going to the playoffs?
They got a completely new, different coach, man. It's just, I thought they were gonna go far in the playoffs, but I don't know. It's hard to tell right now.
Well, I'm not ready to quite go that far. For me personally, obviously, I expected it to be Ime Udoka. I'm gonna get into that in a second. I'm rooting for Jacque Vaughn. Obviously, I think it's an internal hire. He has familiarity with the players, the other members of the coaching staff and all things of that nature. I think he still has a great team. Obviously, it's the Brooklyn Nets. We know what they got. It's a great team. Can he get the best out of this team? That's what remains to be seen. His record is not promising, let's just be honest. As in his only other head coaching experience with the Orlando Magic, he had a record of 58-158 as a head coach. Obviously, but I don't have to tell you that that's absolutely terrible. However, himself, he was able to lead the Nets to a 7-3 record in 2019-2020. So, I think obviously it's hard to do much with the Orlando Magic, especially back in the 2015 days. They're just not a good team. I think it's hard to put 100% of the blame for the Magic, having a terrible record on Jacque Vaughn. I think I'm glad that he got another opportunity with the Brooklyn Nets. Do I think he was the number one best hire that they could have got for this role at this very moment? No. I'm rooting for him. But if I'm being 100% honest, Ime Udoka was the best option for the Brooklyn Nets in terms of winning the most basketball games. Obviously he's got his own scandal going on with the Boston Celtics and things like that. However, the Nets needed a guy who can transform this, not transform this team into a winning team. And there is no better guy to do that than Ime Udoka. Brad Stevens was the head coach of the Boston Celtics, and we consider Brad Stevens a damn good coach with a damn good roster during those times. And he failed 8 consecutive years of getting the Boston Celtics to the finals. And that was including when LeBron was on the Cavs and they took him to 7 games and they choked it. All kinds of opportunities that they had, they continued to blow it year after year. Ime Udoka comes in year 1, takes him to the finals, takes the Warriors to 6 games. And they had a chance to win that series, if I'm being 100% honest. Obviously, this whole situation goes down. The Nets, he falls into their lap. They have the opportunity to get Ime Udoka, and they somehow, because of the scandal and because of the media backlash, they say no. I understand it. However, in terms of winning the most basketball games and putting yourself in a position to win a championship, it's the wrong move. You needed Ime Udoka. He is going to be he would have been the guy to get the most out of Kyrie. Get rid of this media, BS that's going on with the Nets. Because if I'm being honest, every single time you wake up and you turn on ESPN, something is going on with the Nets. There's always some scandal. There's always some BS going on. If anyone was going to fix that, it was going to be Ime Udoka at the end of the day. Although he has his own scandal going around him, once that got out of the way and they focused on just the basketball, there was going to be no more issues with the Brooklyn Nets. Ultimately, they decided to err on the side of caution. And I think obviously they're still going to be the Nets. They're still going to be a great team, especially once Kyrie Irving comes back officially. There's rumors that he's coming back very, very soon. They're going to be a good team. They're going to be a playoff team, no doubt in my mind. However, with Jacque Vaughn, they are not a championship contender. That's just the facts.
That's just the fact.
They are not going to make the NBA Finals. They're not going to win the NBA Finals. They are not doing anything like that with Jacque Vaughn. However, if they had got Ime Udoka like we all expected, like I think they should have done, you could get up here and say, okay, I think they are going to make the NBA Finals. However, the hiring of Jacque Vaughn gives me no faith in them for that to happen, if I'm being 100% honest. However, I'm rooting for him, and I want him to succeed because I love it when you hire from within and you get promoted up the ranks. And,
of course.
And you get an opportunity, especially a high-profile opportunity with Kevin Durant, with Kyrie Irving, with the Brooklyn Nets, given the fact that his only other opportunity was with a trash-ass Magic team. I'm glad he's getting another chance. However, if I'm being honest, he might prove me wrong. I just don't think he's taking this Nets team to the finals, if I'm being 100% honest.
You're right. You got to give him an opportunity, bro. You got KD, you got Kyrie, man. I mean, I was going to say Ben Simmons, but he's not really performing as well as he should be this season, so we'll have to see.
Yeah, Udoka was 100% the best option, and my main thing is not that Vaughn is going to mess up the team chemistry or do anything like that. It's more just like, how is he going to be able to handle fixing these mental issues with the Nets, such as the Kyrie Irving situation, fixing up the media situation with that, fixing up anything that's going to come up with Kevin Durant because there's always something. Can he deal with the Ben Simmons media drama? Can he deal with the outside noise? The Brooklyn Nets is about as high profile as it gets in the NBA right now. And, it just remains to be seen how he's going to handle that and just how he's going to perform under that pressure and scrutiny. Because if it starts going south, they're winning right now. A little bit of that new coach, of course you win when you have the new coach right away. As soon as it starts to get a little south, they go on a 3-game losing streak. They go on a 4-game road losing streak and things of that nature. How is he going to be able to respond to the pressure? That's the things that we need to find out about Jacque Vaughn before I 100% get up here and say the Brooklyn Nets are contenders again. Until I see that and how they're going to respond to criticism and how they're going to respond to bad things that's going to happen throughout the course of the season, I can't say that this is the right hire, and I can't say that this is going to take them to the finals like they probably need to be going to based on how good this roster is.
Without a doubt. Well, speaking of Kyrie Irving and the Nets, we got Phil Knight dropping Kyrie Irving. Oof. This is just another battle between public figures and free speech, bro. We spoke about this before with Kanye, and we'll get into that later. Do you believe that he should have been dropped from Nike?
At the end of the day, I think it's not surprising. Given the way brands are dealing with things of this nature nowadays, I don't find it surprising because the media backlash with this Kyrie situation has probably been worse than any other Kyrie situation, and he's had a lot of situations. It's not surprising that when something like this goes horribly wrong that, Nike is going to cut ties. Do I think, so it's not surprising to me. I think that it was inevitable, if anything. However, do I think it was the right thing to do? I think Kyrie is doing everything right now in his power to make up for it. He's trying to do the right thing. He's trying to fix it up. So do I think that maybe an indefinite suspension with Nike would have been the better option? Potentially, because I think he's trying to do things that are going to fix it up so that he can play basketball again. And if he's going to do that so he can play basketball again, I think it should kind of carry the same weight with Nike. They should have just been like, we're not going to do anything with you for right now, but I'm not going to completely cut you off because eventually you're going to come back and you're doing the right thing. He's trying to fix it up right now. Is he doing, at least last week and things like that, was he doing the best job of doing that? No. But as of right now, he's trying to do the things on that NBA list to get himself in the position to play again. He's apologizing. He's becoming more knowledgeable and things of that nature. He's trying to do the right things. So I think it's a little bit unfair and unfortunate for Kyrie to be getting cut from Nike, just because of that, because he's trying to fix it up and he's trying to do the right thing. However, it's not surprising because Phil Knight, at the end of the day, he's protecting his brand, he's protecting Nike. And, it can be, I think it's a little bit hypocritical of Nike because, they kind of pick and choose when they want to cut ties with athletes. And sometimes,
that's what I'm saying.
And sometimes they let some stuff slide that's questionable, and they have done in the past. And then this time they're not letting it slide. I think it's one of the things that's always going to look hypocritical. However, it's not surprising to me.
Of course, like Jaylen Brown, he was questioning, saying, "Oh, like why is Nike doing this? Because like they never cared about ethics necessarily
in
before."
The past. That's what I'm saying. I saw that.
Especially with them trying to cover up the whole China labor camp situation and LeBron being involved in that, bro. It was all crazy. So, and it's just a whole mess. So, honestly, I don't think they should have. Like you said, they should have dropped Kyrie right away, and they should have just gave him some type of suspension for a little bit until, like you said, he's starting to apologize now and everything's working out.
Yeah, I think that would have been the best option, but, like I said,
he's just protecting the brand.
And Kyrie has done a lot of things in the past to be, potentially Phil Knight is sitting there like, is it even worth indefinitely suspending this guy? Because by the time we allow him to come back in, he's probably going to do something else and mess up again. This guy has a history. So, I can kind of see it from both sides. If I'm Phil Knight and I'm the owner of Nike, I'm not cutting ties with Kyrie exactly just because of what he was bringing to the brand, but also he's doing his best to fix it up right now. One thing if he was still on that train of not apologizing and still like, yeah, like still promoting the movie and things of that nature, if he was still doing all that, I 100% get it. But right now he's trying his best to fix up. And like, how can you... Like, for somebody who's trying to improve and trying to fix up, how can you, hate on that?
Maybe we'll see a Kyrie and Yeezy collab.
I wouldn't rule it out. I wouldn't rule it out.
That's what I'm saying. I don't doubt that in the future. Without a doubt, Kyrie will get his own Yeezys.
If that's what he wants to do. I mean, obviously, he's going to get a shoe somewhere.
Exactly.
And I don't know if Kanye got that money anymore. I mean, I still think he does, but I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see exactly what happened, but Kyrie and Nike have been together for so long, it's going to be kind of weird to see them
cut ties.
Yeah, and making a new shoe because that's like the second most popular basketball shoe that Nike got, the Kyrie's.
Facts.
So it's just interesting, but like I said, I'm not surprised.
Yeah, it was a business move at the end of the day by Phil Knight.
Yeah, and he's always going to look out for, like, look, Phil Knight isn't letting his business crumble because of Kyrie.
Yeah, man, he got employees that he got to feed.
Yeah, but he's not even that. He's just focused on, he's got to keep his business, on the up and up like it's always been going.
Of course.
Nike is continuing to grow every single day.
Yeah, and it's not only that, like you're saying, yeah, it's bigger than the brand. Nike, like, it's just like a whole, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's a whole motto. People use it as a way of life now, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly. So, I understand why he did it.
Yeah, he wouldn't ruin that for
Kyrie.
One person.
No, of course not.
But, so let's get into music. We got 21 Savage claiming he wants all the smoke with everyone from 2016, the XXL freshman list, man. And Kodak responded. Bro, I'm telling you right now, bro, I don't think he's really beating anyone on that list, man. He might slide past Yachty, bro. He might beat Yachty. He may beat Denzel Curry, but he's definitely not beating Kodak. There ain't no way, and he's not beating Lil Uzi Vert, bro. There ain't no way. Lil Uzi got way too many hits, and so does Kodak, and that's just the facts.
Yeah, my thing with 21, obviously he said that, and the first thing Like 21 is the third best artist on that 2016 freshman list, in my opinion. It's one of those things. Obviously, as soon as he made those comments, people said Lil Uzi, but the main one people were always getting on him was Kodak.
Facts.
Because I think deep down, everyone already just knew Uzi would beat him. Kodak and him is a little bit more of a debate, so I think that's why that caught a little bit more controversy, and that's why everyone's talking about it. And plus, the fact that Kodak actually officially responded. He went on IG Live, he responded, and then 21 has since responded back, doubling down on the comments.
Hopefully we'll see a versus soon.
Hopefully we will, but I think it's one of those things. Kodak, in terms of the official statistics, he doesn't have quite as much going for him as the other two artists. 0 number 1 hits on Billboard, 4 top 10 hits, and only 36 songs in his career to actually chart. However, as soon as I say this, you're going to be like, okay, we'll throw these numbers at the window because they don't really count anymore. No Flockin', it peaked at number 95 on the Billboard Hot 100. If you think No Flockin' is a number 95 song in the world, if you think that's what, like some people they would just look at the stats and be like, oh, No Flockin' wasn't even really that big of a hit. Come on, bro. You are smoking something if you think that. Kodak, he's got anthems that have not even gotten the recognition on the Billboard charts. So you can't look at this battle just based on the verses with the Billboard charts. You just can't do it. Because he plays No Flockin', and 21's going to be like, wait, that shit only charted number 95 on Billboard. That ain't even a hit. We all know that that's a hit.
For how Kodak affected.
That's a classic.
How he affected the music industry and the way music is created, bro, nowadays, bro, in the South especially.
So Kodak got hits that aren't even getting the recognition they deserve, that everyone else considers big hits. My thing with 21 is he's a great artist. Don't get me wrong. He's got hits. But his hits, either he's the feature on them, or it's his song, and he always has a feature. Think of 21 Savage's biggest hits off the top of your head. Rockstar, who's the feature? Post Malone. A Lot, who's the feature? J. Cole. And obviously now he's got a bunch of songs with Drake. Mr. Right Now with Drake. He's got a whole album with Drake that's going to all chart on the Billboard.
Well, his come-up song was by himself. No Heart.
And yeah, but think about that album. He had X
with Future, yeah.
Future. He had some of his biggest hits. Obviously, he's had a couple solo hits, but his biggest hits, the ones that you associate with him the most, features. Whether it's him being the feature on someone else's song or vice versa, it's his song with the feature. And for me, that has to hold some weight.
It's true.
So when comparing him to somebody like Lil Uzi,
or Youngboy, my bad. He got the Youngboy features 21.
Lil Uzi. He has one number 1 hit with obviously that's as a feature with Migos, Bad and Bougie. That's his only solo number 1 hit. But then he has 6 top 10 hits, and obviously one of those is the number 1 song, Bad and Bougie. But then those other 5 top 10 hits are all solo songs, no features,
EXO
no
Tour
nothing.
Life.
They're all EXO Tour Life, Lo Mein, Baby Pluto, all those types of songs, no features. That holds more weight to me. This man has solo hits. And then let's also, the songs that didn't go top 10 but are still in the Billboard Top 100, 85 total songs, which is more than 21 Savage. He is not beating Lil Uzi Vert in a versus. It is the facts. I'll sit up here. You can't make that debate. Kodak, you can make the debate, and I still probably am giving the edge to Kodak. But Uzi, no debate. 21 is a great artist. But Uzi washes him because of the reasons that I previously mentioned. Uzi can do it 100% by himself consistently. He always will. When he drops his next project, it's guaranteed to have a couple solo hits. And Eternal Take sold more than any 21 Savage solo project. This, obviously, Her Loss with Drake is projected, it did sell 410K, which is more than Eternal Take. Eternal Take sold 310K first week. But that is with Drake. This is Lil Uzi Vert's solo, last solo album, Eternal Take. Sold like 120K more than 21's most ever sold by himself, which was Savage Mode 2. That holds a lot of weight to me. And that just goes to show that there's a little bit of levels to this. And I understand where 21 is coming from because at the end of the day, you have to believe in yourself more than anybody else does. So I would honestly be disappointed in 21 if he got up there and said that Kodak and Uzi, they'd beat me. No, you can't say that. You have to say this. You have to say that you would smoke everyone. Even if you don't 100% believe it, but he does believe it. But that's what you have to say, and I'm glad he did say it, because you have to have that belief in yourself. If you're not going to have that belief, then no one is. However, at the end of the day, it's up for us to debate it and not 21 and all of them. He's obviously going to say that to spark the controversy, and it's up to us to debate it and speak the facts. And when the facts are spoken, the fact of the matter is Uzi and Kodak are beating 21.
Without a doubt. And like I said, a little Yachty, bro, he might even be close, bro.
Yachty's losing.
He got some bangers, though, in the vault.
Yachty's losing.
He got some bangers.
Yachty's losing. Yachty's losing. It ain't really. I purposely left Yachty out because he's losing.
All right, so 21 without the features. Yachty without the features.
Yachty. What do you mean? Yachty ain't beating 21.
I don't know.
Yachty don't have no hits in 2022, 2020. Like, he don't got recent hits. He's got like one night. What is that? 2016. Like we're going way back. Yachty don't. You know, like what he made Poland, bro. I took the walk to Poland. You know, I ain't even counting that. Like Yachty, bro, he's doing different stuff at this point in his career. Yachty himself would say, "I'm not beating 21 in the verses."
He's dropping a new album. We'll see if it's fire.
It might be fire, but it ain't gonna. There ain't no songs on there that's gonna go into the versus battle with 21 and give him a dub. Not a single song.
Damn. Not a single song.
No. Uzi and Kodak, you know, you can make a debate. Yachty, bro, he's the clear fourth. You know, it's Uzi, Kodak, 21, Yachty. He's the clear fourth. And look, when you're behind three all-time great amazing artists, you know, Yachty's taking that. It's just, you know, you're behind Uzi, Kodak, and 21. I mean, if I could be behind that type of list, you know, you have to take that.
And like you said, he just really hasn't been dropping recently.
That's what I'm saying. In the music he has been dropping, it's been more niche-based, and he dropped a Michigan sounding album. It's not for the mainstream.
I said Michigan.
Yachty he's on his own wavelength right now of music. He's over here. He's doing production for Drake. He's more tied into the that type of space right now. He's doing his own thing, and you got to respect it. But he's not really concerned about making music that's gonna beat 21 in a versus battle. And I'm glad he isn't, because he's not beating him.
Facts. So we got Roddy Ricch dropping a new album, Feed These Streets 3. Oof. His last album sold 62K. I think it's going to be right around there.
And that was a flop.
However, his name was on the decline. His name was on the decline in the media. He wasn't really doing that good. His name wasn't being portrayed the best. And 62K right now, think about it. The Migos,
they sold less than that.
They sold less than that. So 62K, bro, it's 60K. Even if he sells 60K, 65K, you're taking that as Roddy Ricch, bro. You're taking that.
Of course, you're taking that.
However, what I do believe, if this doesn't sell well, with his media name already being betrayed bad, whatever, and like you said, people are thinking his last album was a flop. If he doesn't succeed here, it might be over for him.
I don't know if I'm gonna say over, but it ain't looking good.
Yeah, it's not looking good whatsoever. It's not looking good at all.
What I could say is the singles that I've heard, I think that this is gonna be a great album.
Exactly.
I think Roddy Ricch knows that he has to make a solid comeback here. He knows that. He even said it himself in an interview that Live Life Fast was not good. He said he wasn't in the right headspace when he was making the album. He said it wasn't a great album. He knew it, and he dropped it anyway. I think when you're dropping something like this, Feed the Streets 3, it has to be good, because it's one of those things, the original Feed the Streets and Feed the Streets 2, you know how good they were. You know, his fans are their core projects to the reason why he is where he's at today. You know, his fans love him, and when you're going to drop an album called Feed the Streets 3, given how good the previous ones were, it has to live up to that expectation in some way, shape, or form. And based on what I've been hearing, I think it will. I think that this is going to be the one that cements Roddy back into the right path of where he was going before, because let's just be honest, after Please Excuse Me for Being Antisocial, people were talking about, oh, this guy is going to be unbelievable. He's going to be one of the biggest things in the rap game. And then he flopped and he messed it up. I think this is going to put him back on track to get back to where he needs to go. I think it's going to, I don't know about the sales. I could say that it might probably do around that 50, 60, 70K range, and I think that'll be good. I don't think it's necessarily about the sales as much as it is about the
proving himself
and dropping a quality project that the fans respect.
Exactly.
Because the fans did not respect that last album.
Oof.
But if he gets it back into their good graces and the people are like, okay, I can tell Roddy, he tried on this and it's really good. You know, we're rocking with these songs. He drops a couple of bangers that his fans can relate, you know, like, oh, this is like that old Roddy, and they're getting that vibe from it. I think that's what we can expect from Roddy on this album. And if that happens, he's going to cement himself back into the lane that he was on before, and he's going to be, you know, back up there competing for awards and winning Grammys and things of that nature. That's where he was at. I think he can get himself back into that path.
And it's hard because I agree with that. So it's like it's either he's going up here and he's going to start winning Grammys again, or he's going down here, man, and his career is just going to be at the bottom, and it's going to be real, real hard for Roddy Ricch to get himself out the bottom. It really, really is. Because once you're at the top and you go back down, bro, it's hard to get yourself back into the top.
It is. It's hard because once people start hating on you, like, it's easy to continue to hate rather than start showing love again.
Exactly.
However, I think Roddy knows that, and I think that's why he knows he's got to drop a classic.
Got to make a banger album.
And I think that's why he's been taking his time. I think that's why what he's been doing, what he's doing with the singles, and ultimately, I think we're in for a treat when this officially comes out this week, because I think it's going to be really, really good. And who can complain about new Roddy, especially when we're going to get motivated Roddy? You know, motivated Roddy is something that it could take over the rap game again, like I said. So that's what I want to see.
Facts. That's what I want to see too, because Roddy is a great artist, man. We saw him in Gainesville perform live, and it was a great show.
Yeah.
Great show, man.
And we saw that show right after he dropped the flop.
Yeah.
And it was like his first ever performance since that flop, and you could tell he was a little bit dejected, and he thanked the fans for showing love, because you could tell he wasn't in the right headspace. So hopefully now with the time that he's taken, he's rebounded and he's gotten himself into the right headspace, and he's cooked up good music, and we'll see how it translates into the Feed the Shoes 3 project.
And who knows the features that could be on this album, bro? There could be Quavo, anyone.
There could literally be anyone on this project.
Anyone.
And there could just be a lot of solo Roddy that's trying to cement himself again. We don't know what to expect.
It's because he's well established in the industry. Like he has the opportunity to get so many.
No,
features.
he does.
Kodak,
he does.
Everyone.
We just don't know what his plans are, what he wants to do.
Facts.
So it's gonna be interesting to see how it plays out.
It's interesting though, because like a lot of rappers, like you see them like they have like their friends, and like like we expect the feature to be on the album, similar with Drake, Future, whatever. But Roddy Ricch, he doesn't really associate himself with that many people, with like a set of people.
No, he doesn't.
A certain person.
He really does his own thing.
Does his own thing, yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. You don't literally, bro. We don't know who he's friends with behind closed doors, because he doesn't really hint at that too much. He doesn't show too much of his personal life. Literally, there could be either nobody on this project, there could be only a couple features, there could be loaded with features. We genuinely have no idea what to expect.
And preferably, I would preferably want not too many features, just a couple features, just maybe 2, 3. Yeah, maybe like 12 songs, something like that.
Yeah, because I think it's counting as an EP mixtape, not an EP, but like a mixtape. It's not counting as a studio album, so I could expect it to be around that 10 to 12 songs range. If it's anything more,
maybe even less.
If it's anything more than that, I'd be kind of a little bit surprised. But it's similar to that Her Loss thing. You know, the less tracks, the easier it is to cement yourself as an easy comeback. You know, because if you drop 9, 100%, great tracks, compared to dropping 9 great tracks but also having 7 misses on there, that one of them is oh my God, this guy dropped a classic, and one of those is, oh, he flopped again, and he dropped the same amount of good songs, but look at how differently the two will be perceived. So it's about being smart, and not all artists are smart about things like that. So it'd be interesting to see what Roddy does.
Facts. We got Key Glock dropping a new album as well.
Yeah, the pre-5L. EP album. I think I'm excited for it.
Yeah, I think this will definitely help cement Key Glock into the mainstream more than he already is. With his last album only selling around 30K, which I think they were
For
bangers.
And for Key Glock, it's pretty good, I feel like.
Yeah, but
Being,
I feel like they were hella bangers on that song. Like they should have like went maybe like, I'm not saying like, you know what I'm saying, top of Billboard, but I feel like they should have
done better.
Yeah, maybe some radio hits or something, bro. Something, bro. Like something, bro. Like top 30, top 50, something, bro. But yeah, I think this will help him cement himself more in the mainstream. I think this is going to sell 45K, bro. 45, 50K.
I think it's a possibility. I think the thing with Key Glock is, you know, he knows his core fan base, and he's feeding his core fan base, and he's always looking to add to it, but he's not expecting too many people to be added to it. You know, being independent like he is, I think he's dropping for the fans, and that's what I can respect about Key Glock is that he's not switching it up too much. He knows what his fans want, and he's delivering, and that's what I like about an artist like Key Glock. He consistently feeds the fans, and he feeds them what they want to hear. And I can expect a lot of songs that are going to be, you know, you kind of know what they're going to sound like, but they're going to be bangers because it's Key Glock. That's what we want. You know, we might want him to try a couple versatile things here and there.
It would be interesting.
But at the end of the day, we want what we want out of Key Glock. You know, we know what we want, and we know what he's good at, and we know what he's best at, and that's what we want. So if Key Glock is able to stick to what he's always been sticking to, and then have a couple features, I think it has the potential to continue to put his career on the up. You know, obviously, you know, it's sad that Dolph isn't here to see him, you know, continue his legacy and continue getting bigger and bigger in the industry. But I hope to see a Dolph feature, honestly, because I want to hear more Dolph music. And let's just be honest, anytime Dolph and Key Glock made a song, we know what it's going to be. And anytime we can hear another song that they made, it's not only a legendary moment, but it's just beautiful to hear because we know how good Dolph was. Dolph was one of, if not the greatest in the game. R.I.P. Dolph. You know, along with everyone else that's unfortunately gone since then. You know, like Takeoff, R.I.P. Takeoff. It's just one of those things, you know. Another example, you know, gone too soon. But I think this is an opportunity for Key Glock to hopefully, you know, bless us with another Dolph feature. And if he's able to continue and do some things like that, I think it's going to be a great project.
Yep, R.I.P. Dolph, R.I.P. Takeoff, and Key Glock is only moving up in the industry.
Yeah, he's going to continue to grow, and, you know, like I said, he's going to continue to add to his core fan base, and that's the most important thing, getting people to join. Even if he only gets, you know, like, you know, some people here and there, he's getting core fans, and having a core fan base is one of, if not the most important thing for an artist. Look at YoungBoy.
Yeah, because once you develop a core fan base, then you can be testing the waters a little bit, and then you can be more versatile.
And they're still going to like it because they're going to just like anything you do because you're that guy.
Exactly.
And I think that's what Key Glock is going to do, and you gotta respect that. You gotta like it, and it's Kodak at the or it's Key Glock at the end of the day. It's what you want.
Yeah, I'm expecting a solid 8.
Yeah, no, that's what you have to expect for a Key Glock. You know, it's one of the things. He's super consistent. You know, every project he's really consistent at dropping like an 8. You know, it's like you expect a 7 to 8, and pretty much every single time that's what he's going to deliver. Nothing more, nothing less. And you got to take that.
We'll see if it's something more, though.
Yeah, we can always hope.
Yeah. Could be hiding something in the vault. Like you said, a Dolph feature. We'll see.
Yeah, exactly. We'll see.
We don't doubt it. And then Dolph had a really, really good connection.
They probably got thousands of songs that we haven't heard. So they can just pick one.
Facts. So we got Pharrell Williams dropping the single with Travis Scott down in Atlanta. It's going to be fire, man. Fire. This is potentially the only time we'll be able to see these creative minds work together because, you know, they can't work together in clothing because they work for 2 different brands. They're under 2 different brands with Pharrell being under Adidas and Travis with Nike. We'll only be able to see them collaborate in music, and I'm honestly glad to see that because they're both really, really good at what they do. And although they do make clothing on the side, their heart and soul is in music. So, yeah, I'm definitely excited to see them collab. It's gonna be amazing because they're just so creative. Like I was saying, they're creative minds. They're just so creative. It's gonna be interesting to see.
Yeah, what I can say is, you know, I heard a snippet of the song, and it's hard to judge exactly how fire or not fire it's going to be based on the snippet. You know, some people were saying that the snippet was ass, and some people were saying the snippet was fire. It's a real mixed review, and I can agree with the point that you made that this is 2 creative geniuses coming together. However, Pharrell is probably not quite the creative mind that we associate him as back in the day as now. You know, he has fallen off slightly. There's no disrespect to Pharrell. It's just he's not making the same quality of beats that he was back in the day that he is now. It's just the reality of the situation.
And it's because he's ventured into other things.
But however, you know, that's not to take away from the fact that it's Pharrell at the end of the day. And that's a legend. And he can come up with a banger beat at any way, in any time, because we know it has the capability of doing it because it's Pharrell. And then with Travis, it's one of those things. I think we saw this feature on Drake and 21's collab album with Pussy and Millions. That was a banger verse. I think now it's no coincidence that now next week he's getting, this is pretty much a full song of his. I think we're starting to see that Utopia rollout start to happen. We're going to see more and more Travis Scott until eventually Utopia does come out. I think it's coming out early 2023 at this point because it looks as if he's getting his name back in the music scene. He's dropping a lot of features. He's getting himself back out there. I think we can expect Utopia to come pretty soon, and that's something to look forward to. However, with this particular song, it has to be fire. I think it needs to be fire. First of all, down in Atlanta, the name itself, it brings, okay, he's down in Atlanta. This has got to be fire. Just the name sounds fire. Like, this is Travis, Pharrell. It needs to be fire. I think
you would call Atlanta second home to a sense. He's always there.
So exactly. So I would say my expectations for this is going to be a very good single. It has to be. If it's not, it's going to be bad because first of all, it's going to look bad on both of these two geniuses because, you know, these two came together and they made a bad song. But then also, Travis is using this for his Utopia rollout at the end of the day. And he just had a banger verse with Drake and 21. So people are, you know, okay, Travis might be back because some people thought he was falling off. Oh, he might be back. Maybe he didn't fall off. If he has this is bad,
oof,
it's just going to be like, oh, no, we were right. He did a good verse for Drake and 21, but no, we were right. He fell off. Like, this is ass. So this is it's not quite make or break, but this is very important. I
feel like even if he gets mixed reviews, though, it'll still be a dub because I
mean, it's Travis at the end of the day. So, but I'm saying like
we were saying, it's two creative minds coming together, and people could say it may be too creative. You know what I'm saying, for them to handle.
Maybe, but you know, I think some people are gonna say, oh, this is Travis and his music is getting boring and. You know, they made Pharrell make a weak beat to suit Travis and things of that nature. Because that's one of the main criticisms people make is that, you know, people have to make beat switches and do things like that to suit Travis. Just to make him sound good on their songs because he can't do it on the stereotypical beat and things of that nature. So it's like, it can be a harp on Travis. So I think it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. I think there's high expectations and there should be. And exactly how this single plays out in the mainstream is going to be very telling to see what the future holds, I would say, for these artists.
Facts. So now we got Eminem being inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. A legend. I could say, bro, from even the beginning, bro, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, like, they've always been going outside of, like, that specific genre, you know what I'm saying? They're not always getting rock and roll specifically artists, and it's good to see that they're giving Eminem his flowers. You know what I mean? And especially because, you know what I'm saying, this new generation isn't probably playing him as much.
Yeah, you know, a lot of people, you know, they'd be like, yo, he just fell off. You know, he was good, you know, way back in the day. Blah blah blah. He's still making music now, but you know, his core fan base is still rocking with it, obviously, and they're like, oh, it's Eminem. But, like, the younger generation, you know, some of them aren't really rocking with Eminem like that.
Yeah, they gave up on him.
You know, but with that being said, whatever he's dropping now doesn't take away from the legendary music he's already made.
Facts.
And that's why he definitely deserves to be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Let's look, Jay-Z is in there. You know, there's a lot of, it's not necessarily the rock and roll only, like you said. So I think he definitely deserves to be in there. He's a legend of the rap game. I wouldn't say he's quite as influential, you know, as other artists, but he's one of the things we know who he is. Nobody can do it like him. And he's just a legend at the end of the day. Everyone at one point wanted Eminem as a feature, you know, because he was that guy. He was up there with Jay-Z, Kanye. He was up there. He was one of those. 50 Cent. He was with them. That's high praise. And that's what he was. And some people say he was better than all of those guys. That just goes to show how great he was. Is he my personal favorite? Is he better than those guys to me? I don't know about that. I'm rocking with Kanye, Hove, and those types of guys probably. However, that doesn't take away from the greatness of Eminem and the fact that he definitely deserves to be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah, and there was very few that could rap his style. Like,
oh, no.
like
Pretty much nobody.
Yeah, like maybe I'm thinking of Tech Nine, or that's the only person I can think of off the top of my head, but very, very few.
Very, very few. And nobody can do it quite like Eminem, even Tech Nine or nobody. Like,
yeah.
I can think about that rap god flow. Nobody doing that.
Oof, and he has just so many hits, like hits.
He has too many hits. He has
hits.
too many hits. You can't even count how many hits he got.
It's like Drake levels, man. He's just up there.
It's an endless amount of hits. He's hits on top of hits on top of hits. It's just like never ending.
The numbers, man.
The numbers don't lie.
Exactly, and those numbers prove that he's affected people all across the world.
And they prove that he deserves to be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame quite easily.
Without a doubt.
Some would say it was disrespectful that it took this long.
It's true. However, though, you got a lot of people that are, you got a lot of options.
Yeah, but it's Eminem. Some people are going to be like, it's Eminem. He's bigger than almost all of these other options. It's got to be him.
Facts. So we got DJ Drama getting rid of his Gangsta Grillz album, platinum album. He's just letting it go. Well, now obviously not getting it go, but you know what I mean. He's giving away for money. It's crazy. Yeah, and he's doing it, I believe, to shine a light on the black community. I personally, man, like, you put all that time into making a platinum album, bro. You're just not auctioning it off, bro. That's not the play.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I wouldn't auction it off if I was DJ Drama. At the end of the day, it doesn't quite make sense. Like, I see the reasons why he wants to do it, but at the end of the day, I wouldn't do it if I was him. He has no reason to. It's not like he needs money or anything like that. He doesn't need to.
And you see where I'm going with that, like, bro, like, I would have gave Aaron Judge's ball away, right? Watch this, because, like, I didn't, like, work to put in the work to get the home runs, bro. I was just there at the game and caught the ball, bro. DJ Drama spent hours making these albums, bro. Hours, bro, putting in the time, bro. And he's gonna give it away, essentially. You know what I'm saying? Because he doesn't really need the money, bro. It's DJ Drama, bro. He got money, bro.
He's still dropping new music.
That's what I'm saying.
Still making more.
He just helped drop an album with NBA, bro. He got money, bro.
He's dropping another solo album by himself with a bunch of features and stuff. He has Uzi, 42 Doug, Jack Harlow, things of that nature. It's coming out very soon. He just announced it. He's still going to be making more money, continuing to make money. He doesn't need to do this for the money, and that's why it's a little bit confusing to me as to why he's even doing it at all. But at the end of the day, who am I to judge what DJ Drama is doing? He thinks it's the best play, I guess, and at the end of the day, that's what he wants to do. Do it, I guess, but I don't agree with it. I wouldn't do it if I was him.
Like I said, bro, you're putting in all that work, bro, just to auction it off, bro. It's definitely not the play. And you know what's crazy? Like, I'm sure, like, other producers are like, hey, like, let me get that for the low or something, bro. Like, don't give it to some random who, like, didn't put no time into this. You know what I mean, bro?
Yeah.
Because there was other people that put time into it other than DJ Drama, bro. So they're like, yo, like, this ain't right what you're doing. I'm sure, bro, they're saying that. Like, I'm sure of it, bro. It's crazy. And obviously, like you said, there's a lot of people that agree with him. Like, his close family are saying, hey, it's good for the community, whatever. It's just, I know there was time put into those. Well, specifically the Gangsta Grillz albums, bro. I know there was time put in those albums.
Yeah.
So let's get into culture now. We got Activision confirming the next Call of Duty next year, 2023, when they were supposed to wait until the following year, 2024, to give it time for them to develop a good game. Because they've been releasing games after games after games every single year, and there's always been a F-load of complaints. Always. Since they're not giving it the time, I think the next Call of Duty will just be the same. People will buy it because it's Call of Duty, but I don't think they'll make any drastic improvements. There'll still be some of the similar issues, lag times and all of that. And those issues will continue to happen until they just give it time to develop a good game. They just need to give it time. Just give it another year.
Well, my main thing about this is that I don't blame them for making a new con in 2023 and things of that nature, because it's Activision. They're continuously working. They're always doing new things. However, my issue with this it lies in the fact that they said that they were going to wait until 2024, and they magically aren't.
They just capped.
That's where my issue lies with this. It's one of them things. Once you say 2024, you got to stick to it. And my issue with this is the fact that they are not sticking to their word. They capped. And they're going to drop one in 2023. I think for the gaming community, they could say that, oh, it's good to always have a new COD because it's a new COD. But when you said you were not doing it and you were going to put in this time wait until 2024 and things of that nature, once you say that, you got to go through and follow through. And the fact that they didn't, it starts to show that unreliability factor. It starts to show that thing like, oh, well, we have to take it with a grain of salt, anything that Activision says. Because if they say, oh, well, we're not going to drop it until this time, well, the next year comes around and they say, well, hey, we lied, guys. We're dropping one this year.
And it's crazy because they were just starting to gain their trust back with the community because they were actually responding to, like, the community and anything, like, all the updates they wanted to the game. They would put them in right away in Modern Warfare 2. And, like, the devs would come out and speak about it. But now they're just capping. And that's not what you need to do as a gaming organization. It's not how you're going to succeed at the end of the day. Because, sure, like, they'll succeed now, but come, 10, 20 years down the line, bro, if they keep pulling this types of antics, bro, like, another game is going to surpass them, whether it's GTA, Halo, another game is going to surpass them at the top. Now, do I think COD is going to go away forever? Hell no. Heck no. It's never going to happen. But do I think another game will possibly surpass them as number one? Of course. There's definitely a possibility.
I can 100% agree.
They just can't keep pulling these antics.
That's what I'm saying. You got to start building like what you said, they were building trust back. That's what they need to be focused on, not continuously lying to the community and doing things like that. I just think that I understand why they're doing this, but I just think it's an L for the reasons why, like I said, you can't start building that untrustworthiness back with the community and things of that nature.
Because it's all a money grab. And at the end of the day, they're scared because traditionally, towards the end of the year, like, not the end of the year, like, obviously December, but towards the end of the Call of Duty season, like, COD just dies, and they're thinking that it might not last a year, but as long as you keep up the content, keep in new content, people will stay. It's never going to be that initial, like, oh, everyone's buying the game. Of course not. But if you keep up with the content, people will definitely stay. Just keep adding new content, new weapons, whatever it is. Switch up the game, try to add a new game mode to Warzone, whatever it is.
I can agree.
Ready to get on the next topic?
I'm ready.
So we got Elon Musk saying that Twitter might be going bankrupt.
It's not surprising.
Definitely not surprising, man. They're just losing money consistently. The numbers aren't looking good. When Elon Musk picked up the company, they were already 13. He picked up the company, they acquired $13 billion in debt. You know what I'm saying? That's not going to help. And then they're already apparently losing $3 million a day. So it's just without a doubt that it's looking like they're going to go bankrupt unless he completely switches up the way Twitter is, the way it's run. And not necessarily the way
he's already trying to do that.
That's what I'm saying.
It's not quite working.
It's not working, man. He's firing all these employees and it's just not.
I think one of the biggest L's of all time so far is what he's been doing with Twitter Blue. He's been allowing random accounts to get verified just by spending $8 on Twitter Blue. We are seeing more trolls and more fake accounts act like they're the real thing and impersonating real people more so than ever before. I think everyone in the past week has been trolled at least one time by a fake Twitter account. I sent one to G a couple times because I didn't know. Because you literally can't tell. It's a legit verified check mark, and they could say anything and be anybody, and then you believe it because it's wow, like this verified person that I trust has just said this. Wow, oh my God, I got to tell this person this.
And it's ruining media sources.
It's ruining media, and it's making Twitter an unbearable place to be on. It's one of the things. Elon is completely messing it up. I thought Elon might be able to save Twitter and make it better. Right now, he's failing and completely flopping on his face. And if he continues to do BS ideas like this, I don't think Twitter is lasting long, and he might be the thing that drives Twitter into the grave and finishes it at a company in general. They might never recover.
Facts. People are already not generally on Twitter as it is right now.
People might just be leaving the app in general and saying, yeah, it's time. It's time to go.
Everyone's on TikTok and Instagram, and
they're trying to
dying.
And Elon was trying to bring it back and make it just as popular as those apps. And I think if anything, he's doing the exact opposite, and he's failing.
Facts. And he obviously has to get rid of that, you know what I'm saying, that Twitter Blue idea with the $8 check mark. That was a horrible idea.
That was a horrible idea.
But what would you suggest though, man? This guy, like,
there's no that in theory it was a good idea because it would make a lot of money, but
his main bargain of getting Twitter back was promoting free speech and that anyone could say what they want on the platform. But
it's not working.
It's not working.
To me, this just seems like it's going to continue to fail and get worse and worse. And maybe it might get better, but I doubt it. I think that it's just going down, 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 and I don't know exactly how far down it has to go before it completely fails, but it's headed that way in my opinion.
Facts. He just has to do something, bro. He definitely has to do something, bro, because he just can't pick up this company for billions of dollars and just take the loss, man. I don't think Elon Musk is that type of guy.
I don't think he wants to do that,
yeah,
but I think it might happen.
Oof.
Genuinely.
You might get a blessing. We'll see.
It's looking bad at this point in the time, I'll be honest.
Definitely, it's looking bad. We'll see how things turn out, for sure. Last topic of today's podcast. We got Adidas planning to still use Kanye's designs without the Yeezy name. And that's just ridiculous, bro. Lawsuit up the lawsuit, bro.
They're not going to get sued.
Bro, and that's what I was thinking, bro, because, like, Adidas, bro, they
own the designs. They can't get sued.
And they wouldn't put themselves in that position, bro. But it's just like, Kanye's just going to try to find a way, bro.
There's no way. They literally own it in every way, shape, or form. The only thing they don't own is the Yeezy name. And exactly what they're doing is dropping it without the Yeezy name. So they're not getting lawsuit. It's more just the morality of it. Should they be dropping it without the Yeezy name? And if that's the point, then I disagree. I don't think that they should be doing this. But however, from a brand perspective, from Adidas's perspective, those are their most popular designs. So it would be silly of them to not make the money and drop them. Although Kanye was the one who pretty much came up with them and created them, it's unfortunate for Kanye that he doesn't have the rights to his own designs in this case, but he doesn't. I don't think he really cares at the end of the day because it's Kanye. But I think this is an L for Adidas. Even though they're going to make money from it and people are still going to buy them, it's an L for Adidas because they know deep down that this is Kanye. Like anyone who's wearing an Adidas 350, you can't call it a Yeezy 350 anymore. That if anything comes out for the 350 model and it's not Yeezy but it's an Adidas 350, you're associating that with Kanye still.
Facts.
Even though it doesn't say the Yeezy name, that's still so associated with Kanye. It's Kanye. Everyone knows it's Kanye.
I'm sure Kanye fans hope that people don't buy these Adidas Yeezy design shoes, but
they're going to.
They're definitely going to, especially because
they're probably going to be cheaper.
There's so much Kanye hate, bro. Like they're going to be cheaper,
and people can hate Kanye, but they still like his clothes and his designs at the end of the day because he's the genius in the fashion game, whether or not you like him or not.
That's what I'm saying.
And that's exactly why they're dropping this stuff without the Yeezy name because they know he's a genius at the end of the day in the fashion game.
And they know. And with the Yeezy name only being gone, bro, like the haters will love it, bro. They'll be like, yeah.
We can wear this. We can wear this, and we're not supporting Kanye.
Exactly.
That's exactly what they want. That's what Adidas is banking on. And that's why they're going to still make a buttload of money off of this. And you have to respect that from their perspective because they're going to make the bag. However, I don't think that they should be doing it. But I know exactly why they're doing it. And if I was in their shoes, I'd probably do it too.
Damn, it's just crazy, bro, that they're really doing this, though, man. They're doing Kanye wrong, obviously, and like it's just business, bro. It's just from a business perspective, bro. Business is business.
Yeah, that's exactly that. It's business is business, and it's just what it is.
Kanye will be better off on his own, like we said on previous podcasts.
That's the truth, and I've said it before, and I can't wait to see what he has in store. But it's just disappointing that Yeezy is going to continue to use his designs. But honestly, I might end up copping. So who am I to say that it's disappointing?
Hey, but hopefully we see a Kanye and Kyrie collab.
I don't know. We'll see.
Are you copping though? Are you copping those shoes?
Depends on what it looks like.
Oof, limited release.
Depends on what it looks like. Could be ass.
Could be fire.
But that's what I'm saying. It depends on what it looks like. If it's fire, obviously, then everyone's gonna be trying to get him. But it could be complete, ass. So
we're definitely gonna have to see.
Yeah, and obviously, if that does happen, which there's nothing, even a rumor, no way of no confirmation of any sort. If it does happen, then we'll probably be talking about it.
Facts. We'll definitely be talking about it.
Yeah.
Sure. You ready to wrap this one up?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Bet. So this is episode 27 of the Shoot It Straight podcast. I'm your co-host Blue.
I'm your co-host Zach. We appreciate the support. Like I said, we're currently 327 subscribers. We're going to continue to grind, continue to keep going from here. We appreciate the support. With all that being said, peace.
And continue to shoot it straight.